Welcome to Franklin, Tennessee, where you can find your own magical moment right here in this beautiful town. Would you believe it took this beautiful town a little over 100 years for it to recover from one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War? Let's take a journey through time to see the history Franklin is built upon as a solo Black woman traveler on assignment with Visit Franklin and Black Travel Alliance. Let's go find our Franklin moment. Let's take it back in time. Let's take it back to before the end of the Civil War in 1864 to this place, which is seen as beautiful. It held the home of the McGavics, but it held people in captivity, which really wasn't beautiful at all. Here at Carnton, former plantation once housed about, I believe, 44 slaves during the U.S. slavery period up until the Civil War. And you know, being an African American and someone whose ancestors was once slaves, I've never really particularly cared about coming on a plantation because of the history it holds. But after being here and learning the stories from a historian has truly been eye-opening and wonderful experience, because at the end of the day, this is American history. This is what the United States was built upon for about 250 years, and we still have almost 100 years to go before the United States existed longer without slavery than it did with slavery. In just a moment, we are actually going to go inside of the home of the McGavick family. Now, obviously, you're going to see wonderful artifacts and decor from that time period. And you're gonna be like, oh, this was such a beautiful family. But behind that beautiful family was a family holding slaves that you'll see with statues around the building and the grounds.
And if you've ever seen or ever looked at a slave census, there are no names.
Mm-hmm. And since there are no names, we are able to see the age and the sex of each person on the statue.
So check out the map. Every state that comes into the Union from the time the country is created until the Civil War is a balancing act between free states and slave states.
Moving to the end of the Civil War on November 30th, 1864, you will see several of the battlefields from that bloodiest day in the Civil War in Franklin, now preserved with wooden fences. But this battle led to 8,500 casualties, with 6,000 being Confederate. So you can see this battleground here, and you can see it as you take a trolley tour around Franklin, Tennessee. Seeing those battlefields makes this historical marker even more important. This statue was installed by the Fuller Project to honor the U.S. colored troops in the square, just as the Confederate monument does across the street. It is even more impactful as that square used to be the place to buy and sell slaves. But now the scene and the statue has brought some sense of peace to that same square when all that activity took place. I love seeing this statue here because it's the first I have ever seen honoring the U.S. colored troops. And you definitely need to check it out during the day and at night. Let's move forward to 1880, where the formerly enslaved Harvey McLemore built his home on the land he purchased. Let's hear some of the stories from Miss Alma.
This neighborhood, this is the Hard Bargain community. It's one of two neighborhoods that were established after the Civil War. There were 42 people enslaved, and then because of the enslaved, we had the Civil War, and they told you about the Battle of Franklin and the fact that the Natchez Street area, the Carter House was there. The Natchez Street area is right around the corner, and that was established after the Civil War. His granddaughter was the last person to live in this house, and she was old. I said this old. She was 90-something, but she had a beauty parlor, and I'll tell you more about that as we go around. But this is what the house looked like. The first renovation in 2002, we had the vinyl hardwood, but the second renovation, we were able to get actual 1880 floors. These floors are real, authentic 1880 floors from a ceramic shop. The house that was built in Franklin in 1880. And my brothers and my brother's friends, they would find those bullets and they take them up to the Carter House. Because the Black people's Civil War, every Black person that I talked to, do not talk to me about the Civil War. But when I got involved, I said, listen, you need to talk about this because we need to share our stories And remember, we won. They don't understand. We won. We won. You know, we became free after the Civil War. Isn't that right? So I want people to understand, I want Black people to understand that it's okay to talk about it.
We had a great time with the iconic woman of Williamson, Miss Alma, but let's dive into the present day so you can see what you can do when you go find your own Franklin moment. So first up, you can go to Leiper's Fork. You can visit the distillery there. You can learn about how it's made from beer to whiskey, see the bottling, and then go on to a tasting where you actually will learn why it's spelled whiskey, W-I-S-K-Y. That is the actual spelling, of course. And then you can go over to Leiper's Corner. They have some antiques that you could check out. Go to the candy shop. And y'all, you have to go to the Oxygen Bar. Like, we could have spent all day there. We found some joy. We relieved stress. And for me, I relieved my sinuses, okay? You can stop by the gallery before heading over to the Tornado Room, which is a speakeasy underneath the Country Boy restaurant. Enter Speakeasy when you see that green light, enjoy some entertainment, and get you a nice little old-fashioned because that was delicious. Definitely set the mood before heading across the street to Fox and Lock. Fox and Lock has open mic night every Thursday where you may hear an up-and-coming Grammy Award-winning artist. You will hear some very talented songwriters and performers. But make reservations, get there early to order food and drinks, and beware that it is loud, crowded, and it's possible you won't see many people who share your background. Y'all know I love to eat, so I have to show you some places to eat, like Triple Crown Bakery, which called me in with its smells. This chicken salad was so good. It had cranberries in it. It was just delightful. I had to go back and tell them how good it was. Then you have Puckett's, which is a historic restaurant downtown. It used to be a grocery store, so you actually see people coming out to get stuff off the shelf to use in their meals. This sandwich was good. I cannot complain. Then you have Etch, which is located at the factory at Franklin, which is a whole nother place that you can explore and have a great time at, which I'll show in a future video. Then after you have a delicious meal at Etch, you can always explore inside the factory. You can go to Onyx and Alabaster for a lovely quick breakfast and coffee. And you can actually get some work done while you're in there because they have conference rooms and a lot of seating upstairs. And then after that, you have to go to Mo Better. Yes, you do. Wonderful food truck. You do have to find its location and get this whitening sandwich. It is so good. And thanks to Miss Alma for telling us about this location. Cannot complain about that food either. $17.99. You can go there, have a high-class meal and great company, and stuff your face there before heading over to another place, which is JJ's, a wine bar. Now you can see you can get some wine from the vending machine, but you can also get some nice, delicious food like this barbecue chicken pizza, which I just love. I can never turn down barbecue chicken pizza. Now Biscuit Love, oh my God, I started off a day eating this delicious sandwich. I was definitely full after eating this, and I got there before the crowd, thank goodness. And then lastly, you want to check out McGavick's. McGavick's is located at the hotel, the Harpeth Hotel, which is definitely somewhere you should stay if you're in town. And it's a nice, quick, fast place to get delicious food like this sandwich for lunch. As my time came to an end in Franklin during the Main Street Festival, I realized that my Franklin moment was understanding and being comfortable with American history as we propel to the future. In current day, I may be blessed with all the food we eat. And by the way, I didn't leave Franklin hungry. I may be blessed with the experiences I endure and the people I meet, but I never forget where we come from. Stay tuned for an entire Franklin series here on my channel as I dive deeper into this itinerary in Franklin, Tennessee. And thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.